Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful Monday morning. One day morning, very funny. Today's video, I was going to make it about a question, but after the weekend that I had, I realized that I need to make a video for anybody that's going through some shit. And yes, I said the word shit because it's not stuff, it's not things, it's something serious, something that is really weighing on you, something that is really difficult for you to deal with. Now I'm going to do this video from both sides of the fence, those going through it and those that are around people that are going through some things. I'll start with those going through some shit, right? I feel you. I understand what you're going through. What you need to realize is that not a lot of people are going to understand what you are going through. Now, this video is probably going to be quite a long video, so I might just have to break it up into portions. You'll just have to watch through all of them. If I can load the whole thing, upload the whole thing as one video, it would be great, but probably not. Now, for those that are going through something, don't listen to the world around you. I can tell you this, if you're not dead, what you are going through is probably not going to kill you. But that doesn't make it less hurtful and less weighty and less anything for you. I'm telling you that if you want people to even remotely understand, which they probably won't, because nobody can understand what other people are feeling because we are so different. Nobody can understand what other people are feeling because we don't experience things the same way. But if you want people to acknowledge what you are going through, you need to talk about it. Now, we'll get to the other side of this in a few minutes, but you need to talk about it. But it must come from you. Don't listen to the world around you. People are ignorant. People are stupid. We've been through this. People are going to tell you how to deal with things. People are going to tell you how to handle things. People are going to tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do. That is people just talking from their experience. Yes, they are trying to be helpful, but they don't often realize that it is more hurtful to be that way for the person going through something than what it is helpful. The only thing I'm going to tell you is this. If you do nothing, nothing is going to happen. If you are dealing with something, deal with it. Find your way to deal with your things. Find your way to get through what you are going through. But what it comes down to is you need to find a way. You cannot live your entire life with all of this stuff hanging over you and you can't deal with it and it's too much and it's too this and it's too that. Your happiness lies on the other side of finding your way to deal with things, finding your way to process things. There's no time limit to it. There's no nothing. Some people take a day, some people take a year, some people take a few months, some people take a few weeks. That's their life. You need to figure out your way to get through everything that you are living with. But you need to do something. Too many days, too many hours, too many months are lost on the fact that more often than not, people are too scared to do what they need to do. Too scared to do what they have to do. Too scared of the outcomes of doing what needs to be done. so they don't even start. You know, the one thing I've learned in life, and this counts for everybody, if you take a step in any direction, that one step will lead to another step, and another step, and another step, until you are walking. But unless you take that first step, you're going nowhere. And I know, you can't tell me the first step is the hardest. Trust me, I know. But harder than taking the first step is living with the regret of never taking that step. Now, the walk that we walk will be different for every person. We can all go through exactly the same thing. And I can promise you, if we had to write about what we went through, nobody's writing would be the same, because we experience it differently, because we understand it differently, because we deal with it differently. But deal, you have got to deal. The reason why you have to deal with it is because the destruction that it does inside of you, living with it, is not worth it. And you can go look at it. How many relationships, families, jobs have been destroyed, have been lost, have been totally mangled because of people that haven't dealt with their feelings, people that haven't dealt with their emotions, people that haven't dealt with their issues. You carry things, it weighs more, add to it, weighs more, add to it, weighs more. Till something's got to give, because the weight gets too heavy. And don't let people tell you, if you need to go see a psychologist, if you need to go see a doctor, if you need to go see anybody, don't let people tell you, no, you can't go this, it's not that bad. No, it's not for them to say what is and isn't bad. It's not for them to say what is and isn't affecting you. If you feel you need to do something, do it. Parents with kids, if your kids are going through stuff, listen to them. The child suicide rate is something astronomical at the moment because of ignorant parents, because of cultural bullshit that has caused people to become so oblivious to the realities of psychological problems that their kids just think that suicide is the only way out. It's not the kid's fault. The kid doesn't know what he's dealing with. But if the parents acknowledged it and helped the kid, maybe it could have been different. I'm not saying it would have been different, but we know doing nothing leads to no difference. So I'm telling you now, if you are going through some shit, you got this. Don't let that overshadow your passion. Don't let that overshadow your happiness. Don't let that overshadow your life. Take that step today for a better tomorrow. Now we go to the other side, right? Those people that are around people going through some shit. Don't be that person that is always telling them what to do, how to do it. all of that. Don't be that idiot. If they ask for advice, you can give them advice, but remember, that is from your opinion, from your perspective, from your way of dealing with things. So unfortunately, yes, it could be helpful. It could also not work at all because of our differences. But don't just throw it out there. Don't just spew advice and spew this and tell them that and do this. Sometimes just be there. Sometimes people going through shit just want somebody to vent to. Some wall to just bounce ideas off, just bounce everything off so that they can see for themselves where they are going, what they are dealing with. Be that friend that they want to come to, that they want to talk to. Don't be judgmental. Don't change towards them because of what they are dealing with. Don't try and be the knight in shining armor. Just be. And if you see somebody that is really struggling with something, let them know they can talk to you. In a nice way, say to them, listen, yeah, I can see something's not that okay. Would you like to talk about it? I'm here if you need. We have become too accustomed to the way we want things to be that we don't realize that other people don't want it that way. But we have to be adaptable. And you that is there for somebody dealing with stuff, you need to keep yourself in check. More often than not, we get to a point where we are emotionally drained, physically drained. And then we have a fallout with this person because they are dealing with something. If you can't handle that, step aside. Don't make them feel worse because it's affecting you now. If it's affecting you in a way you don't want to, then you'll have to separate yourself. Yes, that sounds harsh. Yes, that sounds cruel. But we are not in here to try and be for other people. We are in here first and foremost to make sure that we are the best that we can be for ourselves. Because only at being our best selves can we be better for others. And lastly, for those of you that are there supporting, caring, carrying people that are struggling, don't ever forget to every now and then just stop and take stock of your life. Because don't let the world and its problems drag you to their level, because then we're going to have more problems than solutions. And nothing in the world is worth that. Remember, as an individual, your happiness, your peace, your love is more important than anything else in this world. Because if you are not 100%, how can you ever give 100%? So we all need to be more considerate to the people, the situations, the world around us. Because only when we consider others can we start to understand everything that goes on around us. But only when we consider ourselves can we even start to consider those around us. So I want to leave you with this. No matter what you are going through, no matter what you are dealing with. I reiterate that if it hasn't killed you, probably won't. Don't give power to something that can break you. Take that energy and put it into something that can heal you. And your support system, those people around you, we salute you for everything that you do. Just remember to do it from their viewpoint and not from yours. We all need to remember that as individuals, our differences are what unite us. So see the people around you as the different individuals that they are. And be there for that individualism. Not your way, but their way. Your way if it affects you, their way if it affects them. But we need to start